I think it's funny. We love talking about toxic baby mamas, bitter baby mamas, all these women using their kids as pawns. But when we're going to start talking about how toxic baby fathers use their kids as pawns, when we're going to start telling the other side of the truth. No, it's always women so emotional, women so evil. They do this, that, to the kids. We're going to start talking about the ways that men hang around. We ain't talking about the deadbeats. We're not talking about the deadbeats. We talking about something actually worse. I might do a whole masterclass on this. But y'all put I down in the chat. If you or somebody that you know has dealt with a toxic baby daddy who was in his feelings and did everything he could to make the parenting difficult for the place that his child called home. Did everything he could to ruin the life, complicate the life of the woman who was protecting and raising his child. Put I down in the chat. I want to see something. I want to see something. Put I down in the chat if you've ever dealt with or know somebody who has. A guy who stuck around, because we love to talk about toxic baby mamas, mothers, whatever. Well, we don't talk enough about high conflict baby fathers. Bring it a little bit close. And I'm not saying deadbeats, because, honestly, that conversation around deadbeats can sometimes do more harm than good. Not only because, yes, there are great fathers out there, and there are fathers who are present every single day. I'm one. I know plenty of men who are. So we're not saying that this conversation negates the good dads who are out there. They do exist. All right, we got that out the way. But a lot of times that whole deadbeat thing can actually be counterproductive, because toxic baby fathers get to hide behind that and say, well, I'm not deadbeat. I'm not absent. I'm not, skipping out on my kid's life. But instead, they're doing something much worse. They would be better off being a deadbeat. They would be better off being absent. But instead, they're hanging around, they're sticking around, they're trying to control, manipulate. They're trying to destroy the woman who is in the child's life. They're staying connected on purpose, and they're trying to use that child as leverage. Jeanette says, son has autism, 14, treating him like rubbish. So you already know what I'm saying. You already know what I'm saying, Jeanette. And we don't talk enough about it. We don't talk enough about it. Dudes that will weaponize child support payments. Dudes that'll weaponize any type of visitation time. Dudes that'll try to manipulate the children against the mom. She the reason why. She the only reason why. You ain't got that new bike. You ain't got this. You ain't got that because of her. That's the reason why I ain't been calling, because we don't talk enough about that. I know it's a lot of women out there would rather the man that they co-parenting with, because he's so high conflict, that he wasn't there. His absence would be more valuable than his presence. His absence would be more valuable than his presence. He's sitting there weaponizing custody threats, threatening court, but avoiding actual custody responsibility. Using basically legal language to try to control the woman. A and Dang says they treat the kids bad to punish the partner. Absolutely. And so they'll hang around, and again, they get that cloak of invincibility because they are present. They're in the child's life. So they're able to fool certain people. They're able to put on like they are really a present dad. They're able to be around long enough to take the pictures. They're able to be around and prove that they're not gone, because we only really recognize one type of toxic dad. And that's the absentee or baby or deadbeat. But there's something a lot worse. There's something a whole lot worse. And that's the man that hangs around to try to destroy everything that child knows is peace. Using financial support as punishment. So he'll control the child by controlling the money. The child want this, the child want that. Well, if your mama wouldn't do this, you would have them new shoes. If your mama would only, you would have this, that, and the other. Or he gonna withhold child support payments until she concedes to every demand of his. We got to talk about it. And don't let that woman, what you said, Jeanette, 4 months of no child support, no contact, disgusting. That's what he did to you, right? No child support, no contact. Let's not even get on the women that have to go no contact with this man just to protect their mental health. He'll make the way that he shows up so unbearable that the woman has to detach and remove herself from that situation, from communication with him. And then he'll use that to further attack and smear campaign her. We don't talk enough about it. I understand everybody ain't got kids. Everybody ain't in a situation. But we love to talk about the toxic baby mama. And if that man mad at you, the payments pause. If you don't play nice, he forgets to contribute. I guarantee you every single time that you quote unquote piss him off by not letting him control you, he already thinking about the next time he's supposed to do something financially for his child. He gonna attribute it to you. Yeah, she thinking I'm gonna pay her. She thinking I'm gonna send that money, but the money is for you. I mean, for the child. The money isn't for you. And even worse, when these guys will use that money to emotionally bribe the child, so that they're the favorite. If the mother can't take them to the adventure park and out to the movies and buy them all the nice things all the time, like they use their money to emotionally bribe the child, and they use gifts to substitute for that parenting. Meanwhile, because the child is only working with a child's competence, make it look like it's the mom who loves them less, who cares about them less. So yeah, they can do all of the childlike things and give them all the dopamine hits with all the money and stuff like that. But we also know with maturity that doesn't quantify a parent. That doesn't qualify a parent. Jennifer Robinson says current situation. Okay, so I know I'm talking to somebody. He'll buy all the snacks. He'll buy all the presents to substitute for promises he don't keep. Pauline Sharp says $10 a month child support. I don't even know why they even did that. Who ordered that? They were better off not even ordering that. That ain't even gonna cover gas these days. But we talk about it, man. We talk about how the toxic baby mama, emotions get in the way. Where do you think a man is coming from whenever he's not showing up, whenever he's pressing play and pause on the child support, whenever he's turning the children into a spy? Where do you think he's coming from? Emotions. He's coming from a place of being hurt, pissed off, feeling like he's lost control. When he sends that child into the other parent's house, he sends the child into the mom's house to ask adult questions. Fishing for information on the guise of just checking. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I'm just asking. Who you were with. Does your mom have somebody new? Does she ever talk about me? Making the child feel like a confidential informant. That's all emotional dysregulation. Tracy says, Derrick doesn't talk about it. Blocked me for a year, and now my child ignoring me too, because I guarantee you, your child was fed a certain version of events. And by way of bribery, because the child don't know no better, by way of bribery and manipulation, they likely have taken his side. Now, there are things that you can do to combat that. I actually talked about it in my inner circle recently. Let me know if you guys want to put, matter of fact, for those of you who comment the word crown, and I did this last time, so I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to send you my free book, Don't Forget Your Crown. It's going to be inside of my inner circle, my self-crown community. That's my self-crown inner circle, private community where I do all my deep dive courses and stuff like that. And you can get in right now for free. Now, I'm thinking as we talk about this that I might need to do a masterclass on this topic and how to handle high conflict baby daddies, both in and out of court. Let me know if y'all want to see that. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Comment crown. You get the free book. And matter of fact, you can send me a message and let me know that way, because it's free to join the community. You don't, like, even right now, you ain't even got to get a free trial. You can just join the free community, completely free. But let me know. Send me a message if you want to see that or what your question is. If you've ever been through a man making you the villain while he looks like the hero the whole time, he's then distorted the narrative because he's trying to win sympathy from the child. Manipulation is his entire parenting style. Like where he tells the child, like, oh yeah, your mama don't want us together. Your mom she don't want us to be together. She don't want us to be a family. Your mama the reason why we ain't got a family no more. He don't tell them the truth. It's because I didn't show up, because I wrecked things, because I messed up. You don't tell them that. Cowards rewrite history to avoid accountability. Cowards rewrite history to avoid accountability. And then, of course, it goes beyond just the child. He wants to take it to the internet. He wants to take it to anybody who's willing to listen, that he is the victim father. He'll perform as a great dad online, but he's absent in real life. Because optics never make him accountable for taking true ownership over his decisions. We don't talk enough about it. So he'll post the photos. I done seen dudes talk. They'll post these photos like, oh man, you know, came to pick up little Junebug, came to do this, came to do that. But it's strictly so he could paint a picture. It's not because it's a reflection of how involved he is, how consistent he is in the child's life. The mother is the one going to those doctor's visits. The mother is the one that's, you know, spending those late nights up with the child when nightmares and whenever they get sick. The mother is the one at the parent-teacher meetings. So Jeanette said, how can people take his side knowing he is not paying child support? Because he's giving them all kind of excuses as to why he's not. And he's probably said something like, well, you know, I take care of everything else, but she want the money for, I already done gave her, and she did this with it. That's what he'll do. That's what he'll do. I was paying this, and then she went and she did this, and my child didn't even have new shoes or nothing. So I stopped paying that. I just take care of this. That's how. She trying to make fatherhood all about the money. That's all she focused on, but she don't want to let me get my child. And this is why I say a mother who is protecting her mental health from that child, that's not a woman who is bitter. That's not a woman who is toxic or keeping the child away. Not from a good father. That's her keeping the child away from dysfunction, from destruction. What good is it for you to let that child always be with this dad? But in order to do that, you have to continuously expose yourself to that dad who's deteriorating you as a mother, that the child has to live with most of the time. This is coming from a man who's all about a child having his father, but a good father, at least a non-destructive one. So again, a toxic baby father does not co-parent. They counter-parent. You can't co-parent with somebody who hates you more than he loves his own child. And when a man uses his child as a pawn, he's already forfeited the title of a real father. He's just a sperm donor. Call me what you want. And if you're in a season of your life where you're trying to reset and restore from dealing with this, or you want additional support and community around this, I highly encourage you for free to join my school community, Self-Crown Inner Circle. Comment the word crown. I will send you a link so you can get inside. Comment the word crown, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Don't Forget Your Crown, that's already changed thousands of lives. Again, it is free. Seema said, any free books tonight? Yes. Now, if you want more resources, I talk about how to handle this, how to set things up so that in court, you win. Now, I'm not a divorce lawyer. I'm not trying to be, but I give you what I've already given to many women in setting up their co-parenting agreements and how they prepare for mediation and the questions that you need to ask your lawyer, the whole nine. If you're in that situation now and you're trying to reset and get in position to take your power back, even in a high conflict co-parenting dynamic, the information is on there. Comment the word crown. I'll send it straight to you. I'll also put the link here. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.